Have you ever wondered what happens to the people the world wants to forget? The ones who disappear without a trace. Some say they die. Others say they slip through the cracks, swallowed by the shadows. But I know the truth, because I am one of them. They brought me here in the dead of night. No warnings, no explanations. The van had no windows, just 4 steel walls rattling with every bump in the road. The air was thick with sweat, piss, and something worse, something metallic. Blood. I tried to track the turns, count the minutes, but the ride felt endless. I don't remember when it stopped. Only that when the doors opened, the world outside was black. Not the kind of black you see in the countryside with the stars above. No, this was a void. No sky, no moon, just emptiness stretching forever. A hand gripped my arm, yanking me out. They led me forward. I heard heavy iron hinges groan. Then, the descent began. The stairs never seemed to end. Down and down, spiraling deep beneath the earth. The air turned damp, cold, and wrong. Like something sick was breathing beneath the surface. My ears popped, my skin crawled. And then suddenly, we stopped. The prison has no name. Not one anyone speaks aloud. There are no records, no official documentation. We don't exist here. They shoved me into my cell. A coffin of stone, just big enough to sit or lie down. The door was not bars, but thick, rusted metal. The only source of light was a slit, too small to see through. Then they left. The silence pressed against me like a living thing. I wasn't alone, but I wished I was. Because the others, they weren't normal. I met him the second night, or maybe it was the third. Time meant nothing here. A voice. Low, rasping, barely human. They're watching. I flinched. My throat was dry. Who? The walls. I swallowed. What? The voice sighed, deep and wet, like something rotting from the inside. The walls remember us. They listen, and when they whisper back, you should never listen. I laughed, a shoo-fly. Sharp, brittle sound. But no part of me thought it was funny. The voice chuckled. A sound like bones scraping together. Don't worry, you'll understand soon. The guards don't speak. Ever. They move like shadows, their boots silent even against the stone. They don't feed us, don't offer water. We eat when they decide. And sometimes they don't decide at all. I've seen them stop outside cells, just standing, listening. Then, without a word, they unlock the door and step inside. The screams always last. Too long. One night I saw them dragging something through the corridor. A body? No, it was moving, twitching. A man, but not a man anymore. His skin had split, his arms too long, his fingers ending in wet stumps where nails should be. His face was locked in a scream, his eyes bulging, black veins bursting under his skin. I pressed myself against the wall, but the guards didn't even look my way. He reached for me. His fingers touched my ankle. Then they dragged him into the dark. I didn't sleep after that. Days or weeks passed. The hunger gnawed at me. The thirst burned my throat. And the kiwis. Whispers began, not from the other prisoners, from the walls. At first they were soft, indistinct, like voices carried through water. Then they became clearer. I heard my mother's voice. Come home, baby. I squeezed my eyes shut. I heard my sister. Why did you leave me? I heard my own voice, warped and distant. You've been here before. I shot up, my pulse hammering. No, I croaked. No, I haven't. But the whispers didn't stop. You've been here before. I covered my ears. You never left. I don't know when the food stopped. Maybe it was a test. Maybe it was part of something worse. I became an animal, sick with need. My skin stuck to my bones. My tongue swelled. I would have eaten anything. Anything. And then they fed us. Bowls slid under the doors, sloppy, dark, steaming. I grabbed it, shoved it into my mouth, and I tasted iron. The chunks were soft. Something white floated in the broth, a sea tooth. I gagged, I vomited, but the hunger shui was stronger. So I ate. We all did. It happened on the longest night. I knew because the shadows stretched too far. The whispers grew to a roar. Then my door opened. No footsteps, no guards. Just an open door, an endless dark. I stepped out. The halls were different. The stone pulsed. The walls seemed alive. And at the end of the corridor, I saw it. A door different from the others, not rusted metal. Flesh. Veins ran through it, black and bulging. Something beat inside like a second heart. The whispers stopped. All of them. And then, my own voice. Come closer. I shook my head. Let me out. Tears burned my eyes. It wasn't me. It couldn't be me. But it sounded just like me. I stepped forward. The flesh door shuddered. It was never keeping Zeus in. It was keeping something else from getting out. And I had just opened it. The prisoners weren't prisoners. We were offerings. This place, it wasn't built to contain men. It was built to feed something. Something ancient, something hungry. And I had let it out. The flesh door peeled open. And beyond it, teeth. Rows and rows of teeth, spiraling into a mouth that stretched forever. A body made of shadows, tendrils slithering through the dark. Eyes that were not eyes, but holes into something far worse. And it spoke. You were always mine. Then it swallowed me whole. I woke up in my cell. The door was closed. Had I imagined it? Number because when I looked down, my fingers weren't mine anymore. They were too long. The nails missing. And my skin was starting to split. I heard footsteps outside. A new prisoner. A new offering. I opened my mouth to warn them, but the only thing that came out was a whisper. If you made it this far, and you crave the dark, the twisted, and the terrifying, then subscribe. Because some nightmares are better shared.